is fantastic is not helpful to the devs. It's not. It sounds great, but it's not helpful. So let's give some feedback. Guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Today, we are going to be talking about weekend one of the Battlefield 6 beta. I have some gameplay going on in the background, which I originally recorded this all together, but I kept getting distracted by the actual game. So I kind of long-winded out the game or the video, and it's just a whole thing. So I feel like I'm gonna be a little more concise, so enjoy that. I'm gonna talk about kind of my pros, cons, overall opinions of the beta as it stands and as I played it. So yeah, enjoy. Leave a like on the video if you like it, and let's jump right in. So I played a lot during this weekend. This game that you're seeing was my final game to play to get to level 20, which I did do. Ended up trying that assault rifle that you get, like the B36, basically a G36C, and you'll see that also in this video. But the point is, I played a lot. I used all kinds of different weapons, from the sniper to the shotgun to many different assault rifles, some carbines. I've tried both of the SMGs, both of the LMGs. I didn't get to the DMRs as much, but I did put a few rounds through them. I just didn't like play with them very often. I played with the pistol a bit. I was doing knifing. I did a lot, and so this is just somebody who mostly has played Call of Duty over the years, has dabbled in Battlefield before, but never really gotten into a Battlefield. So take all of these with that point of view. I know some Battlefield players are very near and dear to their game, and they don't want Call of Duty players or other players even making suggestions about the game. I don't know. I feel like the more people you have making suggestions, the more the devs can kind of pull and see like what the overarching suggestions are and kind of make a better game from there. But it is what it is. Overall, I will say this. I think that the game feels good. I think that for a beta, it feels very complete. It is a change of pace for me because I've come from Call of Duty, much faster, much more run and gun, slide, jump, break the camera, whatever they call it. Movement is king, right? To this, where it's a little more methodical. You have to think about things. You have to check corners, check buildings, kind of give it a second before you then start pushing. It's a much slower pace, even though this Battlefield supposedly is much faster than the previous ones. It does seem slower than COD, not as slow as I was expecting. So somewhere kind of in the middle of that, but it was an adjustment for me and some of my friends to get into this game. But overall, the tone, the gameplay, the gunplay, stuff like that all feels pretty good. So we're gonna go again and get into the pros, and then I'll get to the cons in a little bit, wrap it up with some final thoughts, and I'll be out of your hair. Starting with the pros, I feel like every single person that I have seen review or talk about this game in any sense, but I have to mention it because it is that good. The audio is fantastic. Gunfire, tank, vehicles, explosions, even down to like the rubble coming off of the building and things happening all around you. The 3D space is just, the audio is so good. You know what's going on. I will say sometimes it's harder to hear footsteps, but if you're in like, I don't know, if you're holding an angle or you're capping a point, you can't, your character, I don't know, it's just like zones in. Like then you can hear the footsteps. Whereas like if you're running around and there's a bunch of tank fire and blah, 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 like you may not hear footsteps, but if you're like being methodical and slowing yourself down, you can hear very well. So yeah, even the sound effects are really good. The only one that's like a little weird is like when an explosion happens in like the room next to you, it kind of sounds like a music hit, like a dang. But it just is what it is. It's just a little minor thing, but the audio is fantastic. The graphics look great. Visual fidelity is great. I will say sometimes it is hard to see people, but that could be just a me thing. Overall, like the actual graphics and the visuals of everything is crazy good. The explosions that happen, it's massive fireball and things coming off of it. It looks so cool. The gunplay feels good for the most part, and we'll talk in the comment section. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But for the most part, gunplay feels really solid. Some guns feel less oomph that I'm looking for. Like the shotgun feels very light, even though it's one of the hardest hitting, if not the hardest hitting gun in the game. It feels light for some reason. There's no like power behind it, but that's just a visual thing and a visual and a sound thing. So, but it feels good because obviously it's like one of the best guns in the game. Like I said, I played with pretty much every gun available in the beta. Everything feels pretty viable, pretty solid, as long as you're utilizing the guns to their strengths. You know, sniping at range, being SMG really close. Like, as long as you're playing to the strengths, I think that the guns all feel really good. Last thing I have here for the pros is that everything kind of feels like it was focused on fun. You know, it feels like not everybody's too competitive. It just feels like a more casual, friendly game. It feels like everybody's just there to have a good time, get a few kills, cap a few points, do some challenges, and go home. You know, and that's nice to have. It's nice to have a game that you could just kind of sit down, chillax, and just play with the guys and just be in it. This is like a game that you can get off of work, play a few hours, and not feel like you're being left behind because everybody's doing all this crazy movement and doing all this stuff and learning all these things and learning the meta and doing all this. Like, it just feels more casual, feels more relaxed, and it's really nice to play a game that feels like that. We're going to move into the cons section of the video, and I want to reiterate that the game feels great, looks great, sounds great. I don't want these cons or any cons to make it seem like this game sucks, because it doesn't. It's very fun. I've played all weekend, and I wanted to play all weekend. But the cons, getting into them, because feedback is always appreciated. We'll start with one that I think has already kind of been fixed, or was either like a minor bug or a one-off or something. The unlocks, when I hit level 15 specifically, so I don't know if this was a 15 bug, I don't know if it was a one-time bug, I don't know if it just happened to me, but when I hit level 15, the unlocks, there's a couple of guns that you get, or a gun or two or whatever. I think it was the AK. I think it was the AK 205. I think you get at 15. I kept trying to click on the AK and it just refused to give it to me, so I had to restart the game in order to unlock the AK. Really weird, but it fixed itself. Everything unlocked after that as I hit levels or whatever. Everything worked perfectly fine. So I don't, like I said, I don't know if it was a one-off. I don't know if it was a small bug that they've already patched. I don't know if it's just a level 15 thing. I have no idea, but it was there. I wanted to make a note of it just in case anybody sees this video or feedback, because that's what this is. It's a beta. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about it, address the elephant in the room, at least for me. Sniping feels inconsistent. Every single person that I have seen says sniping feels absolutely amazing. It's the best. Oh my gosh. To me, it feels inconsistent. And this comes from a Call of Duty player, right? Like I said, take it with a grain of salt or whatever you need to do. But coming from Call of Duty, and I understand there's certain things that you really shouldn't compare to, but I'm going to. So here we go. Coming from Call of Duty, I guess it's very forgiving, right? Typically in Call of Duty, there's one sniper that you need to hit upper chest and up to get a one-hit kill. And then there's typically a heavier sniper that you can get like a good variety of the chest and the head and get a one hit. You know, some snipers in the past have been like, you hit them in the stomach and that's it. But we're not talking about that. I think that at least for domination, rush mode, I don't really, let me say, I don't really know what rush mode is. It sounds to me like something that's like a 6v6 mode. If domination's an 8v8, that's what it sounds like to me. I don't know. I have no idea. I've never played it, so I don't know. But if they're gonna have these smaller modes, right, like domination, I think the sniper should be act a little different than when you're trying to snipe somebody at 85 meters and all of this counts. But when they're standing 10 meters away from you, only this counts. It's like, what? I could hit somebody in the chin and it won't count. You hit somebody here, it won't count. It'll say 80, 90, then it'll full kill. It's like, it doesn't make sense to me. Unless they're like 80 meters out. If they're 80 meters out, all of this counts all of a sudden. And I'm like, but that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And my compromise is this. If you're gonna keep that way for Conquest, it makes sense in Conquest. Most of the time when you're sniping very far away. You're playing a sniper as a sniper and you're doing that whole thing. But I want to be able to use a sniper in domination. I want to run around with a sniper. It's more fun to me. It's more casual. And I'm not saying make the whole body a one-shot kill. I'm saying just give that upper chest, the head. I mean, if you want to go even the neck, you know, give me the neck at least. Me shooting somebody in the chin and them not dying is crazy to me. That's just my gripe with it. I don't know. It seems like if you're gonna have these smaller modes, like make the sniper usable in the smaller mode. And I understand a lot of people are probably gonna say skill issue, blah 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 blah. But I'm hitting them here. I'm hitting them here. I'm hitting them in the head. I'm hitting them in the face, and it's still not dying because it's not upper head or like center of the face. I hit the thing in the ear, in the jaw on this side, and it was still like 90. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I digress. It's already a higher risk running around with a sniper rifle when you have one shot, and if you miss that one shot, you are most likely dead. As fast as all these other weapons are killing, the shotgun can one hit you from like 25 meters, but if I have a sniper rifle at 10 meters, all of a sudden I can't kill you unless I hit this much of your face. What are we talking about? What are we doing? I digress. We're moving on. Spent way too much time talking about this. We're moving on. Once you finish a game, you go to like the little exit screen, the in lobby, whatever you want to call it. Cool. I love seeing what I did. I like my little report. I don't really care for the top players. Your squad and seeing what you did and what your squad did. I love that. I love the progression. I like seeing how much XP I have to the next unlock, all this other stuff, whatever. And I even check my challenges. That's cool. Now, I understand that if you sit there, you'll queue into the next match, which is fine. Let me edit my class while I'm in there. Let me dick around with my loadout and just bop. I just unlocked the foregrip this match. I need to put that on there. I got a new optic, put it on there. Cool, we're ready for the next match. Cool. Why can I not do that? That doesn't make sense to me. Seems like something that could be easily implemented. I don't know. I don't know if this is a typical Battlefield thing and this is just how it is. I think it would be an improvement if you just let me just mess around with my loadout while I'm waiting for the next match. Because if I leave that match, it takes me out of matchmaking. Then I mess around with the loadout. Then I have to re-queue. Then I have another queue time. And it's a whole thing. Just let me do it from the end screen and I don't even have to leave the game. It'll already matchmake me. I'm just messing with my loadout, whatever. It'll queue me in. We're ready to rock and roll. It's done. Saves a lot of time, keeps me in the match and keeps me engaged. Everybody wins. You know what I mean? Speaking of editing your loadout, I don't understand why we can't edit it in the firing range. It's like the main thing to do in the firing range is to like throw on an optic, see the recoil, change the optic, change the handguard, whatever, check the recoil, check the fire rate, the damage, the numbers, whatever, and then change it around and check it again. And now I have to quit the menu, go over to loadout, edit the loadout, and then go back into the firing range. It just seems roundabout, and it seems like it would be much more quality of life if I could just do that from the firing range. It just seems like a no-brainer. I don't know if that's already planned. I don't know. Again, like this is a Battlefield thing. I don't even know if they've had firing ranges before. Who knows? But I know that would help. Another thing on loadouts. I would just like to be able to edit my loadout whenever, really, honestly. But if you implement a system, I'm going to say the words, guys, brace yourselves, like Call of Duty, that I can mess around with my loadout, even if I have to go into the menu, loadout, mess around, customize, whatever, and then it says, hey, look, this loadout will change when you respawn. Perfectly fine. I understand they have the redeploy thing, so you can like force yourself to die, and then come back, and then of course you have that first few seconds after you respawn to like press loadout, go in and do that. I just feel like that's a, you know, let me decide if I want to die, or this sounds wrong. Let me decide if I want to take that boom and then go again, or if I want to just play out the rest of this gun and see if I can make something happen, because I feel like it's not happening. So let me see if I can make something happen with this optic. If not, whatever, boom, I'm in with the next one. I'm rocking and rolling. It just seems like a no-brainer. More chances to edit my loadout, please. That's all I ask. That's it. That's it. That's it for the cons. I understand like 3 of those was like 1, but it is what it is. Like I said, another like few cons, I guess, is like I said, sometimes it's hard to see people. Sometimes it's hard to hear footsteps, but these are things that are like situational. It hasn't come up often enough for me to like be like, this is terrible, or this is really bad, or this really pulls me out of the game. So it is what it is. Final thoughts. What I'm looking forward to in weekend 2, I'm looking forward to Dumbo. Dumbo Brooklyn. Is that what it is? Dumbo Brooklyn? Like Dumbo's the street in Brooklyn, New York, right? That's what that is. Anyways, yeah, I'm looking forward to that map, because a lot of streamers and people that were there during the early playtest, the actual like they flew everybody out playtest, was saying that that map was one of, if not the best map that they played. So I'm really excited for it. Also, I love like that street. I'm ready to see it and play on it and absolutely destroy every building there. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to hopefully some new weapons and hopefully a level cap. Keep climbing and figuring out what to unlock and stuff. Maybe, hopefully, you know what? I hope they bring a second sniper rifle in. Maybe even a second shotgun. Oh, and definitely another secondary. Give me more secondaries. The one pistol is cool and all, but like, would love to have a second secondary. But that's it from me. What is the biggest improvement that you want to see? Let me know in the comments below. Or what is the one thing that you think this game does that no other game can top? Either of those comments, let me know what your biggest win of the beta is, what your biggest gripes of the beta are. What are your thoughts? Anything I said, any pros or cons that I gave, feel free to go crazy in the comments. I probably won't respond to some of them. I probably will. Let's be honest. I need the engagement. I probably will. More content coming of Battlefield. I got shorts going up all week. Subscribe to the shorts channel. This is the first time I'm saying this. Subscribe to the shorts channel. It's real simple. Shadow Daddy Shorts. There's a link in the description. There's like a little, you can just click it right there and boom, it'll take you right to the channel. But yeah, subscribe to the shorts channel, because that channel, I put up a short every single day. I try and typically succeed putting up a short every single day on that channel. So subscribe over there. You'll get a short every day. You'll get a little high from me. That probably just turned you off. I probably shouldn't have said that. But yeah, more content coming from Battlefield. Weekend 2, I'm definitely doing something to showcase the Dumbo New York Brooklyn map thing. Definitely more content coming. Hopefully any new weapons that come out, I'll probably try to get those in a video. And yeah, maybe another live stream this weekend, probably Friday. But that's Battlefield. I understand my Marvel peeps are still looking out for Marvel. When I first started posting Battlefield, I kind of took a dip because everybody's like, what the f is this? But I do have Marvel coming tomorrow. We're going to check out season 3.5. We even played a little practice game with Blade just to check out his kit, see how he does. I'm going to do a full mastering Marvel Rivals on Blade next week, but tomorrow we are checking out season 3.5, looking at the team ups and stuff like that. So subscribe if you aren't already. Don't miss anything. Hit the bell, get notified when I upload so you don't miss anything going on over here. Like the video if you like it. You know, that's something that you're into. No shade, no nothing. You know, dislike it if you want. We'll move on to the next one and it'll be like this never happened. I'm out of here. Peace.